Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Globe Interviews. Today I'm delighted to welcome onto the show Sophia Shluger from Amber Group. So hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So let's jump right into it. So Sophia, can you share a little bit about your background and how you became an executive in such a well-known crypto company and, let's be honest, a very male-dominated industry?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to come and speak. So, Amber Group is the leading global digital asset platform. I'm the managing director for Europe, so overseeing a lot of our business development efforts across the continent. And I started my career in TradFi in New York on Wall Street at Goldman Sachs. I worked in several different roles, both there and at other investment banks. So I had the opportunity to see, what would it be like to work in the FX sales market, to work in investment research management, private debt, direct lending. I helped build out a Latin American institutional equity sales business. And then more recently, before joining Amber, I was working on an equity derivatives trading desk in a sales coverage capacity. So it's, I think, very important to have, some of that background because at the end of the day, Amber, is helping clients capture long-term value in the crypto market. And as such, we want to offer a very high-touch end-to-end service to them that they're accustomed to perhaps in, the traditional financial institution. So I was very fortunate that a former client of mine referred me into Amber and got to know the company and the executive team and really was inspired by what their vision was for the company and for the positive impact that they wanted to have, not only in terms of growing crypto, but also in terms of building a sustainable long-term business. So I jumped at the opportunity to be able to sort of leverage those years of experience in TradFi, but also, in a very entrepreneurial and collaborative work environment. So it's been phenomenal. And I am very, very happy to continue to see the market grow.
Amazing. So what is it Amber Group actually does and what are your goals?
That's a great question. So Amber Group is the gateway to crypto for everyone. We basically help both retail and institutional clients globally to access liquidity, earn yields, and mitigate risk. So you can think about us as kind of a digital assets investment bank with different capabilities. Most of what we do is related to liquidity, provisioning that for different players in the market, doing market making, offering, trading through OTC desk. But we also have an asset management division with different yield products, as well as over-collateralized lending and borrowing. So we're building out a lot of other products and capabilities. Those are sort of the core business lines. And we're very integrated into the crypto ecosystem, which is great because we have really good pulse on what's happening in the space.
Can you talk a bit more about WhaleFin?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our flagship sort of B2C platform. And effectively, that is where clients are able to really build their digital wealth for the future. We believe that digital assets are going to be the most important category of wealth in the future. I think we're already seeing how that's playing out now in a world that's, hyperinflationary and yield starved. This is really the way in which you can generate alpha. And a lot of institutions are realizing that they're coming into the marketplace, but a lot of individuals as well, can take advantage of some of the earn products, the yield products that we offer, for larger clients that, perhaps own a bit more of crypto. We have a premium club where we can offer outsized yield to them. It really just depends, again, on your investment strategy, your risk appetite, and how long you've been in the marketplace. So very excited to continue to add value and help clients on their digital asset trading.
Absolutely. It sounds like Amber Group really has something for everyone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's how we like to think about it. And I think a lot of institutions do comparable things that we do, but I don't know another institution that does what we do in such a seamless way across many different components of the market. And so we take feedback from clients seriously, and we're constantly innovating and customizing our offering so that it better serves our clients.
So you guys achieved a turnover of over $1 trillion. How? That's crazy.
Well, I would say a lot of hard work and focus. We have traded $1 trillion notionally since inception. Officially we started out in 2017, although our team was very active in the crypto space with their own crypto assets many years prior to that. And so I think the vision of the company in terms of building the infrastructure, the trading capabilities, it was something that was very clear from the beginning. we really focused on building out our institutional capabilities, and then realizing how value added it was to that segment of the market, wanted to roll it out to the rest of the market. So bringing in retail clients as well. But to answer your question, it's a lot of hard work and determination. And I'm very pleased to say that since inception, we've actually grown wealth of our clients by the tune of $500 million. So $500 million worth of wealth creation. And last year alone, we remitted $150 million in interest payments to our clients that are subscribed to our yield products.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you guys were headquartered in Singapore, and it's such a crypto-friendly place, right? And that would also attract more, maybe competitors, perhaps. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, I mean, we trade 5% of the daily volume of crypto, so we're one of the larger players in terms of trading flows and activity. But that said, we already are working and trading with a lot of so-called competitors. They're really partners in the ecosystem. We, trade with them, we hedge with them, we lend and borrow from them. So, at the end of the day, I think we're really excited to see the industry grow, and in particular to see an inflection point in the institutional adoption with a lot of very conservative or sort of more traditional financial institutions, the likes of BlackRock, et cetera, coming into the space, even if they're only offering synthetic products or, not spot exposure. But very happy to see that there's the interest. So, I think at the end of the day, competition fuels innovation, and, it will help players to better define their focus and differentiate themselves. So at the end of the day, the more participants, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how the crypto world is not about competitors. Like you said, it's about partners, right? I love that.
Yeah, it's a very different ethos. And I think it also lends itself to the characteristics of, the distributed ledger, blockchain technology that underlies it, right? So, decentralization, scalability, security, all of these tenets, permissionlessness, trustlessness, it just lends itself to, let's work together to find a better way of transmitting value between participants.
So do you have any trading experience or tips for any newbies?
Yeah, absolutely. And this shouldn't be considered investment advice, but of course, what we see is that a lot of institutional clients are, of course, positioned mostly in Bitcoin and Ethereum because they're the most liquid of the coins. But, generally speaking, I think that if someone wants to get exposure to the marketplace and doesn't potentially want to be, following the news flow every day, having a sort of a basket of coins, as you would, a couple of different, layer one protocols, a couple of other sort of DeFi tokens, things that people speak to them in terms of their risk appetite and investment strategy, thinking through, what are some of the themes in DeFi that are really interesting, that are scalable, that basically solutions to problems that DeFi is facing at the moment. So without going into detail on the names of the coins, I would just say, diversifying across anywhere between 5 to 10 names is a great way to start.
Absolutely. So like more altcoins rather than just the majors.
Well, the majors are probably a good place to start. They have a lot of liquidity because there's a lot of interest and demand for them, right? And other characteristics around the sort of supply side of it. But yeah, sure. I mean, there are a lot of altcoins that, have 10x, have 100x, and that's maybe not always the case. But, I would say there's some coins out there that don't have very clear utility or use. Just be wary of, exactly what you're buying into.
Absolutely. What is it? DYOR? So have you seen a trend in the types of digital assets that people are investing in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, generally, people are taking advantage of the structural yield pickup that the space offers. I think we've seen, the 40 millionth unique Bitcoin wallet being created. And now estimates are that 1 million worth of Bitcoin is actually in the hands of institutions, or about 5% of the issued supply, with about 30% of family offices in Europe and Asia holding some sort of digital asset. So, the data and the statistics are showing that there is a lot of interest and penetration. Now, obviously, I think that penetration is very low, and I think it only will grow from here on out, which is very exciting because I think the more participants that come to the market, the more liquidity we'll have, and a lot more opportunities for innovation and for funding interesting projects. So, very excited to see the penetration continue.
Do you have a prediction for the market in Q3 or 4 of this year?
Yeah, that's the the billion-dollar question. Yeah. I mean, I think we would all love to know. The market's been quite range-bound recently, and I think there's a lot of just macro headwinds that unfortunately are influencing the market. So, whether it be geopolitical in nature, obviously inflation related to interest rates that will likely continue to rise in many different places around the world. So, hopefully we will see a decoupling. At the moment, that's not the case. But that said, I think we have seen, the Bitcoin, for example, trade within a range, finding support. We haven't seen, let's say, a huge amount of sellers at certain levels. In fact, quite the opposite. People are coming in to buy at different support levels. So, I'm very optimistic. I think Goldman Sachs predicted $100,000 per Bitcoin by end of the year. And I think it'll be really contingent upon, how some of the macro, headwinds play out, and also, the regulatory landscape.
So so you've worked in traditional finance,
yeah.
And so how would you say it compares?
Oh, very good question. Well, on the culture side, obviously, I think what's great about crypto is that because it's so new and innovative, effectively, especially if you're at a hyper-scaling startup like myself at Amber Group, you have to wear multiple hats. You have to be very agile. I think that's that contrasts dramatically with some of these larger traditional financial institutions that have been around a long time, that have legacy trading systems, a lot of, let's say, very formalized internal processes. And so, I think what's really exciting about working at Amber Group and in crypto in particular is the ability to have that impact, to be able to sort of help set best business standards and to really contribute to the market. And so that's what's really exciting about it, is there's something very entrepreneurial about growing this business. And, I spend a lot of time educating individuals, institutions about the benefits of investing in digital assets for the long term. And so being able to sort of give back and have those interesting, stimulating conversations about why there is so much value in this space that can be, those people can take advantage of, that's what really excites me about it. Traditional finance is obviously a very large industry with multiple players, multiple asset classes, and that's not obviously going away anytime soon. I think we will one day see tokenization of real assets. But I think there's a lot of opportunity to bring some of these large TradFi players into the space, because everyone is looking at the asset class and wondering how to deploy their assets into it.
Yeah, amazing. And I mean, do you see like these major traditional finance players becoming potential clients of Amber Group?
Yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, I mean, we service, as I mentioned, institutional clients. So a lot of, hedge funds, high frequency trading desks, quant funds. There are asset managers out there that are, building out capabilities, that are looking to partner with crypto native firms such as ourselves because of, the unique position that we have in the market, and also because of our infrastructure, which is very different from the existing infrastructure. So when and where we can be helpful and bring those players into the space, we love to work with them, because again, I think at the end of the day, we're all here to grow the business, and that the more players that get involved, the better for everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. How exciting. Yeah. So obviously Amber Group is, such a global, company. How do you guys keep up with the regulations from all around the world?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, as I said, we've been in the space since 2017. And from the very beginning, we have always made it a priority to proactively work with regulators around the world to help set best business standards, and to ensure that, all of our entities that are set up are correctly licensed so that we can do business in the right way, because we want to be a sustainable long-term business. So, around the world, we have various licenses and other licenses in the process of being finalized. But for example, we have our FinCEN and FinTrack license in Canada and the US, and we have our SRO license with FINMA in Switzerland, as well as others that are in process. So it's very important to, of course, operate in the most compliant way possible, because at the end of the day, we are, trying to help our clients grow their digital wealth, and therefore we want to do it in such a way that they feel that their assets are properly safeguarded, but also, properly overseen by everyone who's regulating the market.
Absolutely, it's so important. And there are many crypto companies out there that play fast and loose with compliance, but it's nice to see, one of the biggest players actually adhere to the rules.
Absolutely. And I think that is because, a lot of us come from TradFi backgrounds, and we understand from those days of our training the importance of being compliant because of, all of the potential repercussions, reputationally speaking, financially speaking. And so, at the end of the day, I think what we are trying to offer is really sort of that high touch end-to-end service that clients expect in a traditional financial institution, except they're getting it from a crypto native institution.
So right now, what are you most excited about in DeFi?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had the opportunity to go to many conferences, such as the Ethereum conference in Amsterdam, Avalanche in Barcelona, and I think it's a great opportunity to really get a pulse of what's happening in DeFi and understand all of the problems that these projects are solving. So for thematically, I think we're very excited about anything related to infrastructure because that's still an ongoing opportunity in terms of the build out. I think looking at cross-chain interoperability is a big theme, data storage solutions, digital identity, zero knowledge proofs, things of this nature, that's really will help scale DeFi even further and be able to attract the right players into it. So those are the sort of things that, our principal investment group look at, but also that we're really excited to see continue to develop.
You've got all these, amazing proofs and protocols and these new ideas. So does Amber Group help incubate any of these?
It's a great question. Yeah, we actually have incubated KeeperDAO. And we are involved in DeFi in a varied ways. For example, we are designated market maker for token issuers. So we've been very active in that space. We also have made investments such as leading the last round at 1inch and invested in Near and Arweave, among others. We want to support and make sure that we can be a positive contributor towards the market. So we also had an NFT minting platform called TradFi, which is in collaboration with TR Labs. So we have minted NFTs previously for a very famous Chinese artist who specializes in art made with fireworks. And so we had a successful sale of 100 unique NFTs that he put to the market. And so we were actively involved in that. So, we also have a very large metaverse team. And so we are building capabilities, tools to be able to be a player in the space. And again, to create value for our clients who want to come to Amber Group as their one-stop digital, platform for their lifestyle.
So what is next for Amber Group and yourself?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, as the lead on our flagship WhaleFin platform, we're really thinking about ways in which not only we can add value to clients in terms of them capturing, that value long-term in digital assets and crypto trading, but in terms of being a sustainable and positive force for the future. So we actually have adopted a whale named Salt through the Whale and Dolphin Conservatory, an NGO, and we have plans to continue to do that because of the importance of the marine ecosystem for stemming climate change. We also have a partnership with Moss where we actually bought and tokenized 2 million worth of carbon credits to offset mining trades. And so, we're looking at different ways in which we can leverage this incredible technology to be a force for good. And so I think, the whole world is looking very much at ESG and some of these societal problems that we have related to the change in climate and thinking through, is there a way that we can use blockchain? Can we look at carbon credit trading or offsets? How can we help clients, feel good about being in this market, but also having a positive impact? So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's amazing to see you taking corporate responsibility seriously because, I think it's needed. No?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we consider ourselves the leading global digital asset platform. And so as part of that, we need to make sure that not only are our products and services very value added to our clients, but that, again, if we are their digital lifestyle one-stop shop, so to speak, where they can interact in Web 3.0 with us, through us, there must be ways in which they can do it responsibly. And so it's a huge part of who we are and our culture and our ethos. And I think it's also a very large differentiator between us and some other sort of crypto asset trading firms, if you will.
Absolutely. That's inspiring to see.
Thank you very much.
So can you talk to me a bit about the demographic of the users at Amber Group? Are you guys focused on institutions or retail?
Yeah, that's a great question. And to be honest, we are global in nature as a company and actually focus on both segments. As I mentioned before, we started with institutional, we brought on retail, but we're really using a two-pronged approach because at the end of the day, we realize that our products and services are ideal for anyone in terms of where they are on the path of their investing journey. So if you're a beginner, there's a beginner's guide. You can use our app to do crypto asset trading, swapping, on and off ramp from fiat to crypto. If you're a more intermediate user, you can take advantage of our yield products. And if you're a very advanced user or investor in crypto, you can take advantage of some of the algos that we offer on the execution side. So it's really, the platform was made to be leveraged by anyone who has a need and a desire to be a participant in the market. In terms of institutional adoption, I mean, we're seeing, and onboarding 2 to 3 times as many institutional clients now as we were this time last year. And, a recent survey by Fidelity showed that 80% of, institutions believe that crypto assets have a place in a portfolio. So that's exciting. We know also that hedge funds, about 31% of them are trading crypto, and I'm sure more will come to the fore. So it's a really exciting time, and we're very happy to be a company that can educate those who are curious and interested in learning more. We have a lot of insight and knowledge and experience in crypto. So it's great to connect with those institutions and talk them through, not only what we offer, but what we're seeing in the market.
Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow our socials in the description. And also, we'll be linking your socials as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time. Bye.